as Miss Grand International 2018 tonight, and you could choose one country for your first visit to run to your Stop the War and Violence campaign, which country would you choose, and what would be your first message to them? I'll repeat the question one more time. If you are crowned as Miss Grand International 2018 tonight, and you can choose one country for your first visit to run Stop the War and Violence campaign, which country would you choose, and what would be your first message to them? Let's begin with Miss Grand Japan.
Broken down, tired, I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out.
Moshi もしあなたが今夜ミスグランドインターナショナル2018に選ばれたら、どの国を最初の国として、本物の国として選びますか？また、そこであなたは、ストップ・ザ・ワー、そしてバイオレンスキャンペーンについて活動する際、その国の人たちにどんな言葉をかけますか？教えてください。
私は日本を選びます。
If I have to choose the one country to visit as Miss Grand International 2018, I would choose Japan.
なぜなら、日本は広島や長崎第二次世界大戦と辛い思いをたくさん乗り越えてきました。
The reason why I choose my country is because we had a sad memory through World War, such as in Nagasaki, Hiroshima, and also Okinawa.
しかし、日本の国民性である協力性で手助けし合い、今を乗り越え、今、平和な国としてここにあります。
Now, luckily, Japan, we have a very peaceful world, but we have to remember.
しかし、今の若者たちは戦争の記憶をありません。なので、今一度認識し、
We had to remember what we had through the World War, because the young generation, they do not have experienced the war, violence and war, violence.
国民全体で平和を広げます。
So now again, she wanted to tell them, remind them the meaning of the stop the war and the violence message through the history. Thank you.
Miss Grand Japan. We have up next Miss Grand India.
Miss Grand International 2018 tonight, the first country that I would want to visit would be Indonesia, because of the recent calamity that it has gone through. While the world is busy fighting against each other, we need to understand that we as humans are fighting against bigger things in life and in our natural environment through natural calamities. We forget that we are humans first and an Indian as an Indonesian later on. So we need to come up together, fight against what we humans together are going through in our everyday life. Because underneath every skin color runs the same color of blood, that is red. We need to understand that. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Grand India. Miss Grand Puerto Rico.
fueras coronada hoy como Miss Grand International 2018 y pudieras escoger un país para realizar tu primera visita de alto a la guerra y violencia, ¿qué país escogerías y cuál sería tu primer mensaje para ellos?
Buenas noches. Definitivamente escogería al país que represento hoy frente a todos ustedes, el país que me vio nacer, que me vio crecer y donde he tenido la vivencia de las diferentes guerras que pueden existir.
Hi, good evening. If I were to choose one country to go and visit to help stop the war campaign, it would be my country, Puerto Rico. It is the one where I grew up in and is one I identify with.
Puerto Rico quizás no es un país que tiene una guerra bélica, pero sí tiene una guerra con una alta incidencia de violencia y de otros asuntos que son muy importantes atender.
Puerto Rico is known to have high violence rates, and this is why it is important for me to go and represent them.
El mensaje que dejaría sería uno de amor, tolerancia, pero sobre todo de respeto.
I would leave a message of love and tolerance, and most importantly, respect.
Y en donde se enfoquen, en vez de dejarle un buen mundo a nuestros niños, dejarle mejores niños a nuestro mundo.
And instead of leaving good kids for our world, I want to leave a good world for our children.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Grand Puerto Rico. Miss Grand Paraguay.
The honor of being Miss Grand International, strategically, I choose visit Donald Trump because the United States of America is an example for other countries. So my first message to him will be, please be an example of peace, love, and tolerance. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Grand Paraguay. And of course, Miss Grand Indonesia.
Crown as Miss Grand International 2018, the first country I would like to visit is the United States of America. Why so? Because the United States of America is a melting pot with diverse culture and not to mention big media platform. Thus, we can create a huge wave and coverage for our news. And I would like to spread the message that stop the war doesn't necessarily mean that we go to war zones, but we can start from within ourselves. If we find peace, if we found love within ourselves, it's easier for us to spread love. And love is contagious, but it's a wonderful one. Today could be the last day of violence in this world if we are all committed. So let's spread love. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you happy? How are we feeling out there? Top 4, ladies and gentlemen. Only one of them can be crowned Miss Earth. But not before facing our last hurdle. To get the seal of approval from our judges, I will ask 4 delegates the same question. And each one will have exactly 30 seconds to respond. And once they hear this signal, that means that their time is up. I'm nervous. May I now have Colombia to join me here. And we're going to put earphones on for the remaining delegates just to make sure that they can't hear the question or the answer. Once I get the nod. Are we good? Okay. It'll be the same question for all, Colombia. I know you're already you've got a fan base over here. Colombia is like an adopted brother or sister of the Philippines, especially in beauty pageants. Yes, you can.
Magandang gabi, Philippines! Kumusta kayo?
Okay, warming up the crowd already. Let's get your question out of the way, Colombia. Being a millennial, what do you think is the most pressing issue of your generation?
The most important thing of our millennial generation is that we all have the possibility to have a voice, to be heard. By social media, for example, is a great platform when we can spread, for example, awareness about the environmental issues or worries. So I'm proud to be a millennial because we are all empowered and we can always share a message to the world. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Colombia! Thank you, Colombia. We now move on to our next, Mexico. Mexico, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien. Okay, Mexico, I'll ask the same question. Being a millennial, what do you think is the most pressing issue of your generation?
¿Cuál es la mayor adversidad para una belleza nacida en los años 90 como tú?
Bueno, Mabuhay Philippines. Bueno, creo que uno de los primeros problemas que tenemos como millennials
I think that one of the first problems as a girl of the 90s
es que tenemos muchas controversias ahora con las tecnologías.
we have a lot of controversial issues with the technologies.
Debemos aprender a usarlas correctamente
We need to learn how to use it correctly
para dar un mensaje bueno a la sociedad
to send the right message to the society
y a las futuras generaciones para dar un buen ejemplo a nuestros hijos.
and send the correct message to the new generations to give a good advice.
Thank you so much.
Outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, Mexico. Our next will be from Austria. Let's hear the Austrian fans out there. Quite a number of them, actually. Austria, your question, like the others, is being a millennial, what do you think is the most pressing issue of your generation?
As a millennial, we tend not to pay attention about what's happening around the world because of all the technologies that we're using, like social media and everything. But we can use social media in a positive way. We millennials can use it to spread awareness on what's happening in our environment. And if we do that, everyone will be informed about what's happening, and then we can live a better future, not only for us human beings, but for all living creatures on Earth. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Austria! Finally, our final contestant, Vietnam. Let's show Vietnam some love. Vietnam. Same question to your fellow contestants. Being a millennial, what do you think is the most pressing issue of your generation?
Good evening, everyone. My answer is the most pressure for my generation is our ignorance. We have so many technology and we just use like social media and we just care about ourselves. We should spend our time to think and feel what's happening with the earth right now. And